Hello and welcome, or should I say Jambo, from the Tanzanian Island of Zanzibar. Today we are flying to Amsterdam, traveling in economy comfort with KLM on board one of their 777-200s. Terminal 3 at Zanzibar's Abeid Amani Karume International Airport is the newest and largest of the two active terminals. First opened to the public in 2021, the state-of-the-art facility has the capacity to serve 4,000 passengers at a time, with an annual capacity of 1.5 million. Terminal 3 serves most international flights, with all long-haul wide-body flights departing or arriving here. Heading inside, we're met with an impressive atrium. The main hall includes around 30 check-in desks and 4 baggage claims opposite a security barrier. There's hardly anyone around this evening, as our flight to Dar es Salaam with a final destination of Amsterdam is the only one scheduled for departure within the next 2 hours. Check-in is fairly straightforward, so we head upstairs to security and customs. Before leaving Tanzania, passengers are required to fill out a departure declaration form. The form includes basic traveler information, where one stayed and for how long, and their final destination. Terminal 3 has 2 security lines, though only one is operating this evening. Under most circumstances, this wouldn't be nearly enough, but because flights are often spaced out by a few hours, there's never more than 1 or 2 flights worth of people in the airport at a time. Clearing security, we enter Tanzania's newest airport terminal. Our flight this evening is departing out of Gate 1, the waiting area for which is almost entirely full. Despite this, there are still plenty of open seats around Gates 4 and 5, so there's never any worry about not finding a place to wait for your flight. Though the terminal itself is fully open, there are no shops or restaurants in any of the stalls around the waiting areas. In the coming months or years, the central space will be filled by Zoma, a collection of shops and restaurants for waiting passengers. For the time being, however, the only place to buy anything in the entire terminal is the Zanzibar Grab and Go, which offers a limited selection of slightly overpriced food and drink options. We've got a bit before our inbound flight arrives, so let's take a look around to see what else we can find. Following the signs, we enter the waiting area for Gate 7. Only half of the space here is used by the gate itself, the other half presumably reserved for tables for the coming restaurants or more seating should capacity need to be increased. Out on the tarmac, one of Fly Dubai's Boeing 737 MAX 8s is getting ready to depart for its flight to Dubai. In the empty space, we find a sign that points us in the direction of the business class lounge between Gates 8 and 9. Gates 8 and 9 are accessed through the exit doors at the end of Gate 7's waiting area. Descending the escalator, we find ourselves on ground level between Gates 8, 9, and the business class lounge. Though this is where boarding for 8 and 9 takes place, there's nowhere for regular passengers to sit and wait, which is rather odd. The business class lounge is strange in and of itself. The couches I had initially interpreted as the waiting area for Gates 8 and 9 are actually the lounge. There's no physical separation between the lounge and the rest of the space, and although the couches look comfortable, the surrounding amenities are rather lackluster. Gate 8 will soon become packed with passengers as one of Qatar Airways' Boeing 787s loads up to make the hop over to Doha. To return to the upper level and Gates 1 through 7, we must use the elevator down here as there's no up escalator. Returning to Gate 1, our aircraft has finally arrived. Papa Hotel-Bravo Quebec Echo, a Boeing 777-200, will take us from here to Dar es Salaam and on to Amsterdam. Boarding begins, and after a quick scan of our boarding pass, we can head down the jetway to board our 777. We're seated today in seat 12K, a window seat in KLM's economy comfort cabin. 12K provides a great view of the leading edge of the right wing and one of our massive GE90 engines. We'll have plenty of time to check out our seat while on the ground in Dar es Salaam, but boarding wraps up quite quickly, our aircraft pushing back from Gate 1 only 15 minutes after we got seated. We taxi out to runway 18 via taxiways Charlie and Bravo, our aircraft lining up for departure. Our pilots advance the throttle levers and away we go. We're only in the air for 15 minutes, just long enough to cross the Zanzibar Channel. The lights of Dar es Salaam fill the window as we head south. The capital and largest city of Tanzania, Dar es Salaam covers a total of 576 square miles and is home to over 5.3 million people. Our aircraft makes one final turn, descending over the city before coming in for a landing on runway 23. We taxi into Gate 1 for our brief stopover ahead of our 9.5-hour flight to Amsterdam. While we're on the ground, let's take a look at KLM's economy comfort seats. Economy comfort is laid out in the same 343 as standard economy, but offers passengers 35 inches of pitch instead of the rather tight 31. This added space leaves me with a comfortable 6 inches between my knees and the next seat. Combined with the space beneath the next row, there's more than enough space to get some rest on our long-haul flight. The seat back pocket is smaller than most other airlines, but does include the safety information card and sick bag. The tray table is quite interesting. It folds down from the seat back like most do, but it's folded in half to begin with, which means it's easier to contain in the restricted space of the seat back. Above the tray table is the literature pocket, which holds a single magazine. In-flight entertainment is provided through the entertainment screen built into the headrest. Included on board are a wide selection of movies and TV shows, flight information, instructions to access in-flight Wi-Fi, and other services. At-seat power is provided through the single USB port built into the entertainment screen and the 120-volt outlet found beneath the seats of each row. Above each row are reading lights controlled via the entertainment screen. Though the seats aren't wider than economy, the extra legroom makes them significantly more comfortable. I would definitely recommend upgrading to economy comfort if you're a taller passenger or just want some extra space. Boarding wraps up after about an hour on the ground in Dar es Salaam, and our aircraft pushes back from the gate. We taxi back out to runway 23, our GE90 screaming to life as we begin our takeoff roll. The lights of Dar es Salaam dot the ground below, the moonlit wings reflecting the stars that guide us towards salvation. If you're enjoying our flight on KLM so far, why not hit that subscribe button? It's totally free and it really helps support the channel. I also want to give a huge shout out and thank you to my patrons and channel members. Y'all are amazing and I cannot thank you enough for your incredible support. If you too want your name in the video or just want to support the channel in more ways than one, then head on over to the links in the description below. Leveling out at our cruising altitude, the cabin crew comes through for the welcome service. Included is a half liter of water and a sanitizing wipe, plus headphones if one desires. No food is offered in the welcome service as another crew member is close behind with dinner. Dinner on tonight's flight is a penne pasta dish with a Greek-inspired salad and a chocolate mousse for dessert. The pasta was flavorful, though some more cheese would have been nice, and the dressing on the salad was tangy and fresh. As with most in-flight meals, the dessert was the star of the show. The mousse was rich and decadent with some serious dark chocolate chunks on top. Overall, I have to rate this meal a 6.5 out of 10. Not great, but certainly not terrible, though that score is mainly carried by the dessert. Dinner wrapped up, we can take a look at the bathrooms on board before heading to bed. The bathrooms on our 777 are tall enough for me to stand up straight, as they're not limited by the slope of the airframe towards the outside of the aircraft. Floor space is about the same as any other facility, with just enough room to turn around in, but not much more than that. The sink works well with an adjustable temperature knob. The soap is full with the usual suite of paper towels and toilet paper, though the tissues need a new box. More toilet paper can be found in the drawer to the side of the sink, with sick bags in the cabinet below that. Overall, it's a fine lavatory, though a deep clean would have been appreciated. Returning to our seat, we can recline our seat back to get a few welcome hours of shut-eye. We awake the next morning just before sunrise, the horizon an incredibly vibrant shade of orange. The orange stripe continues to march skyward until it blends in with the blue sky above. As we flew over the Mediterranean Sea, the sun finally poked out from beneath the clouds, the fiery ball of gas a red disk on the horizon. As we cross into European airspace, a light breakfast is served. For breakfast this morning, passengers are offered a small egg and cheese pastry, plus the usual selection of drinks. The exterior of the pastry actually looks quite appetizing, with a darkened crust on top. The taste certainly left something to be desired, though it was filling enough to tide me over until I could get something more substantial once we touched down. Finishing our breakfast, our 777 descends beneath the clouds, Amsterdam's city center coming into view as we begin our approach into Schiphol Airport. Our pilots dip the right wing down for the base leg of our approach, runways 36 center and 36 left visible in the distance. With one last turn, we begin our final into Amsterdam's Schiphol Airport. After 9 hours and 35 minutes in the air and almost 11 hours after leaving Zanzibar, our 777 touches down in the Netherlands. It's a quick taxi over to gate F8 and we can grab our belongings and deplane into Schiphol Airport, where we'll bring today's video to a close. Next week we'll be back in the UK for a return journey on the Caledonian Sleeper from Edinburgh to London. If you're new around here, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below. It's totally free and it really helps support the channel. If you want to go the extra mile with your support, then check out the channel's Patreon or become a channel member. If you too want your name in the video, access to exclusive weekly posts, and even the opportunity to vote on future videos, then click the links in the top right or in the description below to learn more. But anyways, that's all I have for today. Thanks for flying with me, and I'll see you in the next one.